You too will come to understand fear as I have.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the late start tonight. We ordered pizza for dinner, and we didn't get it for an extra half an hour. So we had to push back the stream. So I apologize, but we are fed, and we are good, and we are playing Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem for the GameCube. I am, of course, Mashiakasaurus. I am your host, and we're going to load this game.
I'm putting the other 2 slices out of plate in the fridge.
Okay. The darkness comes. Tonight we get a good chapter. This is my favorite chapter, actually. So we're going to go ahead and use.
Much has been written about the exploits of conquerors. In the context of history, one man's champion is another man's nemesis, hero or murderer. Much has been written, but what has not is far more interesting. The Tome of Eternal Darkness mentions a Venetian artist and architect of the Renaissance named Roberto Bianchi. Roaming abroad to find inspiration, he was captured by a warlord expanding his empire. He forced Roberto to use his architectural and engineering skills to construct a monument to his greatness. To complete his task, he must survey the site.
The Middle East, 1460 AD.
Survey the site quickly, dog, and maybe you'll live long enough to see the sacrament's construction. Did you think we would trust you, Bianchi? Even though you are graced with the generosity of our liege, you are still his prisoner. As I said, finish your work quickly, and maybe we'll drag you out of this hole.
Okay, Roberto must survey the ruins of this ancient temple. The rooms he must survey can be found on the map. Only when these areas have been inspected can the construction begin. So, we have a torch. We will equip this. The foundation for the monument has been constructed, but it has suffered some damage. The rest of the complex is unknown, and Roberto must discover if construction can continue. Ooh. Hey, this place should seem familiar. A frantic worker looking for answers to questions that can't be answered. He hopes Roberto is there to save them and longs to see his family and friends once he escapes. So, on the map screen, you can see that certain rooms are marked with an X. Those rooms with the X's, we have to do our surveying thing in. There's nothing particularly special about surveying rooms, it's just like a button prompt. Can't go this way. Bad. Bad. Go away. I've got work to do. I don't have time to be messing with zombies. One of Roberto's fellow slaves lies dead. His wounds seem to have attracted the attention of the beasts, for they have been gnawed open, spilling his innards onto the dusty floor. Not pictured. You know, I do want to point out, too, like, the clothing that the various, the guards at the beginning of the, game, or of the beginning of the stage were wearing, like, that indicates that this is actually during the period. They don't mention it by name, but this is the period where Genghis Khan was invading into the Middle East, which is a real thing that happened. And hello, Luna, and hello, Mephoris. So let's go ahead and survey this area. The structure around here shows signs of stress. It is far from sound. Perhaps with some reinforcement, it might be able to suit the requirements of the monument. So that's what we got to do in all of the rooms that are marked with the little doodly bob. An old saif lies discarded on a nearby ledge. Okay, now we have an actual weapon. This is a saif, a curved Arabic sword with a distinctive pommel. The saif is the standard weapon of most Middle Eastern armies. It's actually like Arabic for sword, and it's a term that historians came up with, like museum curator historians, and not like actual scholars. And it's not necessarily an accurate representation of like what the actual name of this weapon would have been. It is pretty cool though. Lever is situated near the gate. Yes, pull the lever. And he's got a really stylish finisher. Hey, get off him. There. Walls are already bleeding. Let's save. This room here. Yes, survey. Dust and rock falls from the roof through a fault in the stone. It is difficult for Roberto to assess how sturdy the place is, but needs a lot of reinforcement if it is to be built upon. That's 2. A crossbow. Yep. Okay, we've had the crossbow before, with Paul Luther.
Yeah.
This guy. Yep, blah 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 blah. Claim the throne of eternal darkness. Okay. That gives us all of our spells. And as you can see, we've surveyed the rooms that we need to up here. So now we just need to go down. And there are 3 more rooms. That green one right there. And then those 2 blue ones. The worker is surprised to see Roberto. He confesses to cowardice as he stayed behind while others ventured further into the complex. When the screams of the others echoed from the walls, he dared not move. Really, that's the only thing that the crossbow is good for, is killing trappers. That's true of most of the ranged weapons in this game. They're just not worth using until you get to like some of the more modern ones. A collapsed roof and scaffolding prevents Roberto from proceeding further down this corridor. Crap. So remember these guys? Fun fact, they can stab their own summons. There. We're still okay.
Mental trouts.
Yep. Okay, we got Summon Zombie, which we've already figured out. Let's check. A spell transcribed onto human skin, written with ink made from distilled fat. This conjuration summons a shambling corpse from the plains of eternal darkness, where the dead and all manner of fell things dwell. This magic should not be undertaken lightly, for its toll on the psyche of mortal kind is not pleasant. To see with the eyes of the dead is to become them. That's okay.
But don't we all become dead at some point?
Dead, tired.
Damn straight.
I'm gonna just real quickly.
Give it a save.
Actually, that is a good idea. I cannot.
Oh, you gave yourself some bubbles.
Yep. From the fight. Here. Both dead. I feel good about what we did today. And looks like there's nothing over there. Another worker's corpse, this time slashed from behind as he ran from his attacker, hoping for escape. Interesting. Ravaged corpses litter the room. Their flesh has been devoured in places and decomposition has already set in. By litter the room, do you mean there's two? Okay. Oh no, that's just that guy. Let's ignore the obvious puzzle for now. Excuse me, guys. Just to keep topped up on that. So, yep. We need to do a thing in this room. And nope. What about after these guys go away? Oh. I'll just finish up. Alright, now let's re-up our shield. And I'll just go to turn. Yes. Although crumbling in places, the structure of this area could be braced to provide enough of a foundation for the mine. Main problem with Roberto here is that he's got relatively low health. So that door's locked. Okay. Stones and rubble from the collapsed ceiling prevent any passage in that direction. Hey. A moat of molten rock and fire prevents access to the room's center, in which a curious shrine stands. Confused by the layout, Roberto ponders its purpose and reason, and finds none. No. Finish it. Thank you. So... reveal invisible. And we need to do it Ulioth because it's Chervis. Yay! There's a key placed on the pedestal. It glints in the room's soft light. This wasn't here before. A sapphire effigy. Well, I'll take that. Okay. Now we have the key for this hallway. And let's save again. Oh, that looks dangerous. Okay, that is dangerous. So, no steppy. But we need to get through there. Obvious puzzle is obvious. It doesn't matter what alignment you put this on. Prepare to. Interesting. A rope holds the bridge aloft, waiting to be lowered into position. This carving depicts a man's skeletal remains in the cruel embrace of a multitude of worm-like creatures. Are these the things that killed the men in this room?
I don't
Probably.
know. Probably. Your thoughts on tentacle porn? What would you like to do with survey? Your thoughts on tentacle porn?
Okay, I think you can do a survey. The dilapidated roof appears to be collapsing in several areas and will need a lot of reinforcement. The workers will have a daunting task ahead of them. Those worm monsters will be showing up from now on. They don't actually do anything to you other than just, yes, of course, pull the lever. Yeah, they just drain your sanity constantly while they're out. And you can't kill them, you can just make them go away. But it's pretty easy to make them go away. Now, we want to cast this in advance. Because once we start heading down here, we don't want to be stuck. Somebody's lowering the volume on my TV.
Is it really happening?
Loving the sanity effects still. Okay. So, we have done all of the rooms except for that one. So we're going to go towards that one now. In order to make this work, we need to summon a zombie. It doesn't matter what kind. After a zombie has been summoned, press A to attack enemies. Attacks can be targeted using the right trigger. Attack an enemy's head to perform a gnaw attack. Press start to release control of the zombie. And you can open doors but not pick up items. Nope. You may notice that the Zeltoth ones look a little bit different. Trot, trot, trot. Why, this looks familiar.
Venture no further, or be struck down where you stand.
Who? What?
I am the guardian of this temple, the Forbidden City. None shall enter except the chosen. Speak. You are the chosen. For many years I have tested those who came here, and all have failed. You are unaffected by the power I wield, and thus must surely be the chosen.
I?
Once I was as you were, confused and without answers, yet they came in time. Now my duty is complete. I can finally rest. My sacrifice was not in vain.
Yay! A good-ish end for Karin. Ooh. Roberto can feel the acidic touch of the artifact's magic reaching towards him. Using a shred of cloth from his robes to shield his hands, he retrieves the hovering artifact. Oh, and we got the ruby effigy. That's the one that, what's his face? The room appears to be an incredibly ancient shrine to the ancients, as noted in the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Could this be what Roberto's captor seeks to preserve with his monument? Probably. Roberto has now completed his survey of the complex. Now he can return to the surface and report his findings to his captor. And right here, this should be familiar. A construct of human bones lashed together to form a small shrine. A shade of skin tops the edifice, making the light cast an eerie shadow on the walls that glow with a warmth of their own. You know, just your standard.
Nice lamp.
Can I save here, just in case of a crash? Okay. And it was this door we came through originally. Trot, trot, trot. You know, Roberto, you could stand to lose a few pounds, just saying. Yeah. Get out of my way, boys. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, Roberto. Serpentine. Hey, guys. Still holding up them pillars, eh? Well, keep at it. Later. Nope. Too far. Reverse. Right there.
And what news do you bring me, Architect?
The foundations are infested. Demons and devils. Many lives will be lost if you try to build there.
You have done well to complete your goal, Bianchi. The construction will continue as planned.
But the demons! You'd be insane to build there.
Silence, dog! What dwells beneath the Forbidden City is the very reason it was built. For you to understand, you must witness it firsthand. Let me educate you. Guards! Put this one with the others of the sacrifice. I am the Scourge of God, appointed to chastise you, since no one knows the remedy for your iniquity except me. You are wicked, but I am more wicked than you. So be silent. Now you, architect, you are about to make your largest contribution to this project.
Ooh. So, if it's not clear what happened there, they took people and threw them down and then poured cement on them to cement them into place while they were still alive.
I realized a really big hole. He had the artifact on him.
Yes, he did.
How come he didn't notice?
Because magic? I don't know.
See, that's like kind of confusing, isn't it?
It is.
Unless
Now-
he thinks it's not that important.
Suddenly there's rocks and stuff falling from the ceiling, and over here is the painting of course, the pillar. By the way, the I am the Scourge of God, like, that is a line from Genghis Khan. An unseen force guides Alex's hand towards the painting, compelling her to look behind it. She reaches out and pulls back the painting and discovers the chapter page hidden behind it. Yes. A sense of familiarity overcomes her as the chapter page comes to her fingers. So does the realization that Roberto's spirit is aiding her.
The Black Guardian grows restless, my liege. Its hunger increases, and the binding continues to weaken. We feed it flesh, but I fear it will not guard the relic too much longer.
There is no choice in the matter. It must remain and guard the artifact until the time of planetary alignment. After that, the Guardian may return to its lair. Our master does not like failure. It is imperative to keep the binding intact.
Then we have to find more flesh and bone.
Nice.
Just goes back to carving.
Yep. I mean, as you do. All right. A war to end all wars.
The War to End All Wars redefined how mankind looked at war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause. I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines.
Amiens, France.
His grim task brought him to
1916.
Oubliette Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
I find no solace in the purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare. Shelling, machine guns, mustard gas, rip, pierce, burn your flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
Yeah, that seems normal. In Paul Luther's time, sometimes you can get a vision where you can see the chapel area of the cathedral, which we're currently in, as it exists in this time rather than in Luther's time. A soldier's letter lies on the table, waiting to be sent home. Yep. Snoop. And read that. First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. The damage caused to my legs was slight, but there is no way that I could ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day I am reminded that I will never be able to do the things I love. The hospital is a very strange place. Converted from an old cathedral, there is an odd atmosphere around it. Silent but for the words of the wounded calling out in the night, there is no doubt it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right, no goodbyes or farewells, just an empty bed when you wake. Ominous. An old coin, marked in a peculiar manner. It has held sentimental value for someone. Whoever holds the penny will undoubtedly receive good fortune. And a flash pan, our only weapon. This is a photographer's flash pan used to hold combustible powders that, when ignited, create a large white flash. This can be used to stun some enemies. And that's all it can do. And we've only got 5 shots with it. Covered with blood-stained sheets, these poor souls have passed from this world. For them, the suffering is over, but for those around them, the ordeal continues. The faint sound of moaning emanates from behind the linen veils, whispered utterances, frantic prayers to loved ones, words offered only by those who face their mortality. Yeah, same stuff. Seen it. With a motherly voice, the nurse advises that Peter get some rest. The soldier is rather distressed. Perhaps he has lost a lot of friends to the trenches of the Somme. He confides that the only stories are sad ones, and that the only true heroes are in the mortuary. I'm starting to think that World War I was a bit of a mistake.
All wars are a bit of a downer, if you think about it.
The guard frowns and ushers Peter away from the organ. He explains that it is one of the few antiques in the region that have so far survived the war, and that while he's alive, it will remain intact. A sealed envelope seems to have been left. Oh, let's check it. Yeah, obviously open it. Soldier's orders. An official note on Army Regulation Stationery. The note reads, Private Thompson, by order of Lieutenant Hadgraves, on behalf of HRH George V, you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Oubliette Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the King. HRH being His Royal Highness, obviously. Guard quietly but strongly points out that the area is off limits to civilians. Can we use orders? The guard inspects the orders and hands them back to Peter, saying that these orders are intended for someone else. Oh, fine. Yeah, not for him either. Peter, your stamina sucks. Do some aerobics. The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from aged, varnished mahogany. Its doors are closed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it manually. Abruptly, the guard asks if Peter has clearance for the old tower, as it is a restricted area. Orders aren't for him. Torch over here that we can grab. Hello. An odd collection of colored lines decorate the wall. Below the walls, below the design, steps appear that lead up into the wall, going nowhere. Well, we know there's supposed to be a door there, but it's obviously invisible. But we also don't have the Tome of Eternal Darkness yet, so we can't cast any spells. So let's just go take pictures of stupid shit. The guard shifts about, obviously bored with his duty and awaiting a replacement, or perhaps a call to arms. That's the guy you gotta give the orders to. There's no sense in going up there right now. The guard unfolds the orders and begins to read them before exclaiming, "Bloody hell, lad! We must be on the offensive!" Following the orders, he takes leave of his post.
Oh, I love your accents, Annie.
I practiced for literally seconds. Designed to muster patriotic feelings, these posters declare that the Allies are fighting the good fight. It's small comfort for the occupants of the room, whose spent corpses line the cold cathedral floor. A revolver. Yep, okay. I'll take the revolver. Okay, it's a little dark now. Stacked like logs, Peter stands before the price of human war, the bloodied corpses of young men who have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend their own countries and those of others. So, we have a gun now. A Lebel Model 1892 revolver, introduced prior to World War I, a double-action pistol with 6-shot swing-out cylinder chambered for 8mm French service ammunition. The problem is that some enemies can dodge bullets. Yes, 1 second. Our Bianchi.
Poor Mr. Bianchi.
Okay, and yes, 2020. Okay, so we're up to speed. Now we know everything that has happened up to this point.
And even past this point. Or is this... No, this isn't the latest one.
So that's all that this flash pan does. Don't hit me, lady. But yeah, if you stand here, you can see this in, what's his face's time?
Luther's.
Yeah, Luther. Soldier's letter. Alright, second letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I've been here for over a week now, and there's no word when I will be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change. Echoes of voices that don't belong to anyone haunt the walls and corridors. The restless ghosts, perhaps, or sounds of movement, or whispers. I've seen war firsthand, and the sounds at night in this hospital scare me more than I ever thought possible. What is going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of the other young soldiers. One said he heard cries for help in the middle of the night, cries that were only answered by snarls of rage and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell has not been discharged, but had been gone missing. I stare at his empty bed with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. Hey, that's not cool, lady. No, bad.
You spend a lot of this running around away from everybody.
Yep. And the hobgoblins have got her, so we're gonna run away from her. And they're after us, so we're gonna run away from them. Let's first of all, let's get this guy to run around. And then a rifle. All right. That won't help us lance these guys, but it will help us in general, maybe, possibly. Like the Marie Celeste, the desk hasn't been touched in some time, as though its user suddenly turned away and never returned. A half-threatened letter bespeaks silent, unfinished activity. Some 8mm ammunition. .303 rifle ammunition. That's good. Okay. A desk kept meticulously clean. Peter is surprised that it is not more chaotic for a frontline hospital. After all, isn't this where the death certificates are written? More 303 ammunition. Good. That's for the rifle. The workings of the pipe organ have remained mostly the same since installation. Originally, the bellows were driven manually. Now they are steam-powered and the organ controlled electrically. This might be one of the oldest restored pipe organs in the world. Well, thank you for that. More 303 ammunition. Soldier's body lies on the floor. Far from the front line, this poor man met his end. His fate is far removed from his brother's in arms, a victim of the cathedral rather than by bullet or bayonet.
Starting to think this hospital isn't really that good at keeping people living.
You know how hospitals are.
Yeah. Go in for a
More
routine.
303 ammunition.
Go on.
Perched on the wall beside the generator is an open-face fuse box. A fuse appears to be missing, and there's no sign where it could be. Well, we've got a penny. Peter puts the lucky penny in place of the missing fuse. It fits quite nicely, but there isn't any power running through the circuit. Nothing happens. Peter retrieves the penny and places it in his pocket. Really? You're gonna make me do this? Device appears to be a steam-powered generator. It sits idly, waiting for steam to be supplied to it. There is a lever presumably to switch the generator on and off. Yes. Grading of metal on metal, but nothing else. There's no steam coming into the generator. Okay. Old, rusty, but faithful for many years, a coal-burning boiler provides heat and steam to the cathedral complex. There's currently no pressure being diverted to the generator. Yes, turn the goddamn wheel. You just stay back. Alright.
Mommy needs to move her.
Alright. Okay. So it still won't work because there's no power. There. Amazingly, it works! The fuse has been replaced. Okay, so now it'll let me put the stupid penny there. I don't know why it wouldn't before. Okay. Can actually shoot the rats. I'm not going to because it's a waste, but... Ooh, a hole in the wall big enough for a small dog.
I can make one of those.
Once again, doesn't matter like what alignment you give this thing. Now we can open that door, and hey, what's this? A circle of power. Interesting that you get a circle of power every time you go to this cathedral, and only in the stages where you go to this cathedral. So, guess what we gotta do now? Protect... area, I guess, first. Protect self. Protect creature. Absorb self. Summon creature. That's the last spell that we didn't have before. No, not self. Area. Is it summon? Yep, summon area. Absorb area. Project area. Project item. Okay, how are we doing here? Alright, we still got a dispel area. But that's literally the only one. There! Now, all of our spells can be done at maximum level. Let's save so we never have to do that bullshit again. And might as well shield up. Cool. All right. Now, of course, we're going to pick up the sheet music. An incredibly old but well-preserved pipe organ. The workmanship is quite exquisite, but borders on the grotesque. Tiny demonic figures hide within the swirling facade designs, almost invisible to the eye. Should Peter play with his organ? Yes. And this time, you better have memorized this. It's A-B-Y-X-B-Y-A.
And yes, she's memorized it. A lot.
I love the little touch that, like, walking on the broken glass makes a crunching sound. The tabernacle is almost empty of all the things that should be there, such as holy water or other ritualistic items. There's only a door handle. Yeah, okay. Take the door handle. Now, I'm just gonna check over here. We are able to. Oh, they're tiny, aren't they?
This can't be happening!
Ah, yes. Oh, well, that was sure different. Yep. Okay, so place is evil, got it. Game.
This can't be happening! This can't be happening!
That one was cool.
Yep. Thank you. And we finally have a torch. Torch is basically worthless unless we're fighting Zeltoth zombies, in which case the torch can do something to them. This, however, a two-edged sword that we can use. The rifle is decently powerful, it's just trying to use it on those bone thieves, it just doesn't work. They'll dodge it. No, use phase.
I think it actually froze.
Yes, it did. God damn it.
Well, you have been saving often.
I have. That's annoying, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Ignore.
Deep into that darkness, Peary.
Yep. Speed through all of this. I think the last time we saved was in the basement.
Yeah, after you did all that.
That's okay, though. Okay, once again, A, B, Y, X, B, Y.
Mommy went backwards. Go potty. He's like, nope. You're mine now.
Hey, get away from me. Fuck off, guys. Seriously. Why did I shoot her? Okay. No.
To be.
This can't be happening! This can't be happening!
Let's get a little further up here. Delicious health sauce. And we might as well recover a little bit of some. Okay. I don't think there was anything over here. Yeah, there's not. Let's go ahead and save again. There's nothing in here but ammunition, but, you know, it's good to have a little extra ammunition.
Question
There we go.
legs.
I said, there we go.
Good job. Sorry, buddy. Mommy has to take care of things. Mommy related things. Here's my
Ah, sweet Alex. Many centuries I've waited for you. You are mine. Don't disappoint me now. I've waited such a long time, Alex.
Never. I know what you are. I've seen what happened.
You can try to fight me, but in the end you shall succumb to my desires. My foolish child, you don't even know your own destiny.
Get away from me.
Well, that was creepy.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Frequent saving, cause the game likes trash. There. That problem's solved. Is there another one over here? There. Alright. Let's reveal the invisible. You need the 7-point circle. But of course, after the magic has taken hold, a heavy oak door is revealed. Scratches and dents infest the wood, telling a long, dark story. It is missing its handle. There seems to be no way to open it. Well, let's just use the door handle. Okay. 8 mil. 8 mil. 303. All good stuff. Let's climb down into the catacombs. Because this has never gone badly for anyone ever. Yeah, my game is muted. Oh no.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
I think he's dead. There we go. I think this is... Yep. That's the right one. Ooh. Okay. Let's, real quick like... That door's locked. That door. And there's this door. Let's go through this door first. A tattered letter. Third letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. It's been 2 weeks since Haskell went missing, and I'm afraid to go to sleep. More than once I saw shadows of people moving past my bed, peeking through the blinds to see a wounded soldier being taken from his bed, drugged and delirious in the dead of night, never to be seen again. As Haskell was, perhaps as I will be. What happened to them, I don't know. I'm afraid to ask what happened, for I know that I would certainly be the next one to be taken into the darkness. I mean, that does seem like a problem. Yep, yep. Yep. Just a rat. Actually. Really? Ah, okay, it just hadn't finished disintegrating. Okay. Well, that was pretty bad. Now, because of where this guy is positioned, we're going to want to go to the magic portal. Because it will instantly kill him. Even though we don't actually need magic, and magic recovers over time anyway. Whatever. Notice also that the dead body of the one soldier is now here. The one that we teleported in from the boiler room. The Binding Hall key. The Binding of Isaac key. Okay. Let's save again. I do wish that the game would just auto-use your keys when you have them in your inventory. Peter here does not have a lot of sanity, which makes keeping him sane a little more difficult. 303 rifle ammo. Soldier's cold and stiff body lies sprawled on the steps. Peter attempts to flip the corpse over to discover his identity, but all that is left of the man's face is a ruined mass of eaten flesh, not pictured. Yeah, same thing. A magical attack scroll. So, magical attack. We've used this a couple of times. An aged scroll with magical equations and notes on it. It reads, this incantation saturates an area with aligned magical energy, inflicting massive damage to all enemies within its influence. This magic will affect both large and small. For even the greatest of enemies are made of many small parts. All right. No, we're not going to open that door. I want to go back real quick and just double check to see, because we didn't go that one direction, and I don't know if there's anything we missed back there. Notice that those guys didn't do sanity damage to us, so we know that they're fake.
If you heard him sink me, I can't imagine what he's...
You're a trapper. Oh, a magical elixir. That sounds useful. Check. It will restore all magic. Okay, and it's got 5 uses. Yes, that is very useful. Let's re-equip our sword. Yeah, that's definitely something we want to have going into this. I don't know if you ceiling's dripping blood again. I don't know if you remember Paul Luther's chapter, but at the end of it there was a rather large boss fight. And he didn't do very well in it. And... oh. I'm not actually trying to cast that. I want to assign to... yeah, we can do that. Alright. So, the corridor is ended by an elaborate door decorated in a manner much different than the others within the cathedral. Peter senses an unbearable evil beyond that door. When he reaches it to open it, fear creeps into his gut and begins to eat at his soul. Should Peter open the door? Yes. Open.
This is why you sell your soul early, so that we don't have to worry about it.
Well, you want to avoid the rush.
Yeah.
Like, the more souls that get sold, the more they get devalued, so... Ooh. Oh, right. I actually knew about this because I experienced Luther's chapter. Way to go, Peter. Pull out your absolute weakest weapon.
Well, I mean, he could just be smashed to pieces like he was.
He could be.
But Peter's now away.
Ah!
Yeah.
He tongued me. This fight is actually not terribly difficult, but it's a lot of, like, potential one-hit kills. Okay, so now he's gonna... Okay, that's fine. We can... Now he's going to summon more. And then he's going to go into... Come on, there. Come on. Oh, okay, I'm taking too long, so obviously 5 points is too much. That's too twisted. So I'll have to do a 3-point. Turning in circles just to recharge. That time I got him. Easy peasy. Summons more zombies. Yeah.
He is really upset with you.
Yep. This is the one thing that Paul Luther never thought of doing, was like not getting hit by the giant claws. Come on, dude. Get good. That all you got? Huzzah! Really hoping the game doesn't crash here, because I don't think it'll allow you to save in this room. With the Guardian of Chichurga vanquished, and the stained glass that kept it hidden lying in pieces, the essence of Ulioth is now liberated. Its magic beckons to Peter, calling to him. He approaches cautiously. Yes, retrieve the essence. Peter reaches out for the artifact, but pulls away as he feels its corrosive magic close on his hand. Wrapping his hands in a shred of clothing, he carefully lifts the artifact from its resting place.
Would hate to have to go through that again.
69 years later.
And that was how I came by it. I know it sounds crazy, but there you have it. The only proof I have is that statue.
It's a strange one. I've seen one like it before.
You have?
Yes. Very rare, though. Very obscure.
I've had experts take a look at it, and none of them know what it is. And you do.
I'm somewhat of an expert on these things myself. An interest I developed a long time ago while I was a young man.
Then you should keep it. Lord knows I have no interest in it. I'm sure it's the cause of my sleeplessness. I keep thinking about it, as if it's calling out to me.
Then a drink, perhaps. For the gift. For an unusual objet d'art.
Okay. Now, we don't actually get the essence right now. Having stopped reading, Alex discovers a small penny taped to the back of Peter's chapter page. So now we get the lucky penny. Oh, okay. Basement key.
Saving.
Oh, that sounds useful.
This last thing you want to do is that guy. And it's only 9:30.
Yep. Well, for the first time, we can actually see what's in the basement in Alex's time. We have been down here before, but it was in the past, with Maximilian. A stockpile of Edward's port. One of his many eccentricities, his taste for port went hand in hand with his appetite for knowledge. No doubt his quests were fueled by this little cash. A pump-action shotgun. Okay, well, let's grab that. Shotgun shells, they seem useful. More shotgun shells. Take a look at that in a second. The safe is large and old-fashioned, made in the days when security was delivered from the heavy metal construction rather than the secure locking mechanisms. It doesn't look like it would be too hard or too difficult to break the combination, if only Alex had a stethoscope to hear the tumblers more clearly. Oh, we don't, so... Oh yay, 38 revolver ammunition. What's over here? A brass framework hangs from the ceiling, cradling the globe in the observatory above. It seems to have been modified, now part of some elaborate locking mechanism. Okay, so... that's another puzzle we'll have to solve later. Oh, we're a zombie again, guys. Fuse box and circuit breaker array is situated on the wall. All but one of the fuses are intact. The absence of this one is suspicious. Until it is replaced, the circuit connected to it is useless. Alright. I don't know if you guys remember, but upstairs there was a room we could not access before because it was too dark. Oh, hey, the tortured flesh painting is back. Was it this room? No. It was this room. A page from the journal of Maximilian Roivas. Alright. I sought to love all, yet now love causes me pain and suffering. I have learned to fear nothing, although it is nothing that I most fear. All that were loyal to me now number among my worst enemies. He was a very stable man, stable genius. An antique medicine cabinet hangs on the wall. Its wood is stained from years of use and ambient humidity in the room. Yes, open. Don't ask me. Just do it. Yep. Chapter page, A Legacy of Darkness.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Chattur'gha. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivas has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
Ah, crap.
Really does not like cutscenes, does it?
Deep into that darkness peering,
Fortunately, I saved just before this, so like all we have to do is run upstairs and grab that page. The darkness comes. Yes, we know. Hey, look, the flayed fresh painting is back. Okay, yep. The journal page that we don't actually need to read. The cabinet. Just.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Chaturka. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivus has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
It does not like this cutscene.
Such a horrible death that the rest of the line will never set foot in his house again.
It does not like this cutscene.
Yep.
Oh, we might have to call it here if you can't get it to move.
Yeah. Well, that really sucks. Especially since cutscenes are unskippable.
Deep into that darkness peering.
Okay, well, we've heard all the dialogue, and it's not like seeing it is any more exciting. Like, it's just him talking to a mirror, or whatever. Alright. Run upstairs. Hey, look, it's a blah blah blah. Saving right here.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Chaturka. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivus has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
Yeah, it hates this cutscene.
Let me see here.
Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivus has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful.
There we go.
He will meet such a horrible death that the rest of the line will never set foot in his house again.
Save states to the rescue. Okay. So,
Let's continue onward.
actually, no, I think I'm going to call it here. It's 9:45, and...
This chapter's a little long anyway.
yeah, this chapter is extremely long, this next one. It's one of the longest. They generally get longer as you go, but, like, this next chapter and the final chapter with Alex are the two longest in the game. So, I don't want to start something and then, like, quit partway through, and we will definitely need to do that. So, we'll call it here, folks, and the next time we come back, we will get to see what actually happened to Edward, because that's whose chapter is up next. So that'll be fun, and we'll find out what he has to do with all of this. And, you know, Monday we're playing more Big Sky Trooper.
Why did I feel okay?
And Wednesday we'll have some Castlevania stuff and blah, blah, blah. And like pretty quick here, it's going to be Halloween, and I think for Halloween I'm going to do an extra long session of Eternal Darkness and finish up the final 3 chapters. So that'll be next week on Saturday. Definitely worth a watch. We'll be starting a little earlier. I will let you guys know ahead of time. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.